Hey friends, it's Pat at Dancing Moon Travel, and tonight I am here with an update on travel to the Caribbean and to Europe, and trying to just give everyone something of an update on what's going on and the latest requirements for travel to various destinations. And folks, I just tell you that when I do this, it's with some trepidation because it is really like nailing jello. It is changing so quickly from one day to the next that it is all but impossible to nail it down with any degree of accuracy. Your best bet is if you have any international travel to the Caribbean, to Europe, wherever, on your calendar to just keep up with your travel advisor and check in regularly to see what the latest requirements are. We're going to start off this evening just with an update on the Caribbean. Such an incredible destination and one of the most popular destinations, obviously, for everyone to consider. It's easy to get to, just such a really good option for travel right now. Really, in a lot of respects, it's as easy, as inexpensive as actually domestic travel here in the U.S. For example, I've priced out some trips to the Keys for people recently, just here off the mainland of Florida, and it's so expensive there. You could go to Cancun or the Dominican Republic, actually cheaper than you could go down for 3 or 4 days to the Keys. So it's a great time to look at Caribbean travel as a great alternative for get your getaway. So, each island is different. These are separate nations, so it's not one size fits all for certain. They have different requirements depending on where you're going. Whoops, that's a little click I didn't mean to do. But just kind of giving you an overview here of what all is going on. Most of the Caribbean is open in some respects, at least, to U.S. travelers. Couple of exceptions there, but for the most part, you can travel to most of the Caribbean. For example, I'm just going to go a rundown of some of the more popular destinations here. Excuse me, but I am looking at notes so I don't skip anything or pass over some of the important points. Anguilla is open to U.S. travelers. However, you must be fully vaccinated. You must also submit a negative COVID test and provide proof of the required coverage. Medical coverage is required during your visit there. And Antigua and Barbuda, you can travel there. They are open to U.S. travel, but you must supply proof of a negative PCR test taken within 7 days. There's a traveler information form of some sort or another, pretty much required by every single one of these destinations. So do be aware of that. If you're going to be traveling to the Caribbean, check with your travel advisor, get a link to that. That's very simple, takes just a few minutes to fill out, but almost every destination is requiring that. So they have your information when you arrive. Most of them will allow you to fill it out at the airport if you overlook it, but best bet, save time, save aggravation, just have that form filled out. Most of them will give you a QCR code that you will have on your phone to just show, and that will speed your transit through the airport on arrival. Continuing on, Aruba is also open to U.S. travelers. It's fairly easy there. Testing is required. You must take that PCR test. You can have it in hand when you arrive, 72 up to 72 hours prior to your arrival, or you can do that upon arrival at the airport at a cost of $75. And you must have their Aruba approved insurance, which costs a whopping $30 per person. So very reasonable, but you can supplement it with your own insurance, but you must have this particular policy. So that's a small requirement there. Bahamas, fully vaccinated, don't require any testing, folks. That makes it very much easier. If you are not vaccinated, you must upload your negative PCR test within 5 days of arrival. You must have their tourist visa. You must, if you are vaccinated, you must be prepared to show that proof. So Bahamas is fairly easy to get to. Barbados, also open. You must complete their standard form and proof of a PCR test, negative test, within 3 days of arrival. And fully vaccinated people here again, they are differentiating. You can take a rapid PCR test upon arrival. You have to then wait 8 to 12 hours for results. You can do that at your accommodations that you have booked. You can do it pretty much everything. Have free run of your resort once you arrive. As you wait for those results, do everything except go to the beach. Right? For some reason, they restrict you. If you are unvaccinated, I don't advise travel to Barbados at this time because quarantine is required for 5 days and repeat testing. It's just too much of an aggravation. You don't need to go to Barbados if you are not fully vaccinated at this time. Bermuda is open to the U.S. traveler. You must have an authorization form filled out. It's the cost of this is $75, and it requires the various tests. Bermuda does have some testing requirements during your stay, and the fee is $75. That includes all of the required testing. So possible to go to Bermuda, and it's probably a good destination, great destination actually, and they're not too onerous. So for $75, you get the tests that are required. Bonaire, you can visit there. You must provide proof of the negative test and so forth for Bonaire. Not too much of a problem. British Virgin Islands, folks, just don't go there right now. It's open to U.S. travelers technically, but it's just there's just a lot of requirements. I think just hold off on going to the British Virgin Islands for the present time. There's a lot of testing requires and costs involved, and there's a curfew is a big deal there between 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. and restaurants are to carry out only. It's just not the good time to go to the British Virgin Islands. Hold off. Cayman Islands, not currently open. They are doing a phased reopening, but not a good time to even attempt to go to the Cayman Islands. They aren't not open for travel right now. Curacao, that's an okay destination right now. Fully vaccinated, you just fill out your card and you're good to go. Unvaccinated, you must have proof of the PCR negative testing. Must take an additional test on the 3rd day of your stay. So it's not too onerous. It's okay. Curaçao's not going to be too challenging. So I would say keep that on your list if Curaçao's on your bucket list. Not too difficult to go there. Dominica, don't go. Testing, they just got too many hoops to jump through, too hard right now. Wait, hopefully by, let's say, 2nd quarter of next year, things will have opened up considerably and be a much better time to consider that destination. Dominican Republic, very, very easy, very good destination right now. Few requirements. You have to fill out your health affidavit online, get a temperature check. A certain percentage of people are pulled over at the airport. They say 10%. I think it's more like 2% actually, to do a kind of a breathalyzer type test on arrival, and a quick health screening. Really good destination, easy to get to, good at it. So Dominican Republic is one of my recommended destinations. Now, if you want a Caribbean getaway, it's an easy peasy one. Costa Rica also, while technically it's Central America, I'm including that. Very, very easy to get to. You do have to fill out the health questionnaire and have a negative test, but it's a very easy destination. They have a requirement for their particular health insurance. It runs about $50, under $50 per person. So Costa Rica, another one that I consider a very good, solid choice for travel right now. Grenada, too hard. Haiti, don't even think about it. Jamaica is open to visitors. However, their requirements are not too onerous. But folks, I just am not advising my travelers to go to Jamaica right now for whatever reason. It just seems like all of their resorts that normally get great feedback, are just struggling right now. I'm not seeing good feedback from any travelers right now, even at the really good, dependable resorts. So just don't do Jamaica right now. Hold off. Let's save that for a few months down the line when hopefully they'll bounce back. They're just underperforming right now. Martinique, if you are vaccinated, it's a good choice. Otherwise, just stay home right now. You must quarantine for 7 days if you're not vaccinated. Puerto Rico, if you have fully vaccinated again, you don't have to do anything. Show your vaccination card. You're good to go. If you're not vaccinated, you're going to have to show the negative test and so forth. But it's still a good destination. But folks, one thing I would say about Puerto Rico, I am finding the rates and the fares to be pretty they're just a lot higher than usual. So that's another one you may want to just hold off and let things settle down a little bit. But it's a good, solid destination. If you're wanting to go, there's no particular reason not to go. St. Lucia, another one, they're discriminating between vaccinated and non-vaccinated. If you are fully vaccinated, just upload proof of that vaccination, travel with your card. You'll get a wristband. It makes it easy. Non-vaccinated, you can travel. They have some approved properties where you can stay for up to 14 days. You must have the negative PCR test if you're not vaccinated. But it's an okay destination. St. Martin, again, you must present a test. It's open to U.S. travelers, both French and Dutch sides of the island. Testing required, and they do have an insurance requirement. It is rather inexpensive. Let's see here. I think it's $30. $30, yes, $30 for adults for that. So very inexpensive for insurance, and that kind of covers my rundown. Oh, Mexico, Cancun. I wanted to include them in this, even though technically, again, they're not considered Caribbean. They're Central America. Cancun area, great choice for travel right now. Entrance requirements are minimal. Airfares and schedules are very good. So it's an easy peasy destination for you to go to. If you want a quick destination with just a quick getaway at a reasonable rate, you just cannot beat Cancun. Beautiful resorts. Everything is, that required tests that the U.S. requires for you to return. Virtually all of the resorts are including that as part of your stay. Now, just really, really good. Thought I'd show a couple of images here. This is Costa Rica. Folks, if you need any incentive to go, that beautiful view, such a great destination. So much to do. I've had travelers both doing resorts and doing more adventure where they're kind of wandering around the country and they're having great experiences, feeling like they were very, very safe. Punta Cana, beautiful, beautiful resorts, fabulous choice for your destination. So, highly recommend this destination as well as the Cancun area. Just a great resort for beautiful beaches. The health protocols in place at Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, and Cancun are first rate. And I would feel probably safer being there than I do being here in South Florida at this time, considering what's going on, not particularly in my area, but around Florida. Cases are spiking again, and I think that probably I'd be better off to leave town and go to Punta Cana or Cancun and hang out at one of those resorts. But here I am, so that's it. Now, moving on to those of you who may have Europe in your sights for travel later this summer or early part of 2021, most countries, with some exceptions, most countries are now open to U.S. travelers. They are gradually opening more and more. I think probably at some point, maybe by the end of this summer, although that's approaching like an express train. But we may see some things called like health passports rolling out. They're doing that for residents of the EU right now. Currently, Americans don't qualify to get that, what they call the green certificate for travel. But I think that probably by end of summer, maybe not for the summer travel season, but soon thereafter, we're going to maybe see really vaccinated travelers having an open door. So just wait for, I think we're going to see more and more doors opening in Europe. More nations are going to require you to be fully vaccinated to avoid some sort of quarantine. And as cases are picking up again, folks, whatever your stance on the vaccination, just if you plan to travel in the summer into the fall, you are going to have a much easier time of it. Things are going to be much more open to you and easier for you if you are fully vaccinated. So fully vaccinated means that you have had at least 2 weeks after your second inoculation. So just be aware, folks. It's going to ease your way. I don't know what your stance is. I'm not advocating for or against. It's up to you what you do. But if you're planning to travel, if you're fully vaccinated, it is certainly going to open the doors a good bit for you. France is open, and you are going to see things probably with the green list, with things opening. They are instituting some requirements now. I've seen just this week that France is instituting some requirements for retesting for periodically for entrance to museums and things like that due to some of the uptick in cases. One of the things that you can do is if you travel to France, to Germany, to Portugal, and you want to just cover your bases, pick up a few of those instant tests and just tuck them in your suitcase. Sometimes you may have to have that done at a pharmacy or something where it's witnessed by a pharmacist or something. But I know a couple of travelers who have just taken to having a few of those instant tests that they pick up ahead of time and have them with them due to some increase in testing requirements. And France, as of the 1st of August, it looks like they are going to have to show for some entrance to museums and cafes and restaurants. You may have to show proof of a negative antigen test less than 48 hours or a PCR test less than 72 hours. Now, I'm hearing that that's going to be a new requirement for some of the public areas of France. So more to come on that. This is one of those very new things that's just kind of rolling out. So just keep that in mind, that France may have some increased requirements for testing during your visits. Germany, all travelers who have received vaccination, vaccinated travelers really just continue to travel very easily to Germany. It's lifted basically all restrictions. Travelers must show your proof of vaccination, be non-symptomatic, and it really just helps you get right into the country without anything. If you are not fully vaccinated, you must have the PCR test, rapid antigen test. And here again, know that you probably are going to need to fill out those arrival forms for all of these countries. Greece has reopened, really a popular destination. They are very, very easy to get to, easy to travel to. You can skip quarantine if you have a negative PCR test within 72 hours of infection, or proof of vaccination at least 14 days prior to arrival that you've had your second vaccine. So another very easy destination to travel to. Greece is incredibly popular right now. Highly recommend that as a destination, both the Athens area, where you can see all those incredible historical sites, and then the islands. Of course, the islands are absolutely amazing. And know that we have Greece coming up. We're going to be focused on Greece for the entire month of August on Let's Talk Travel. So stay tuned. If Greece is on your bucket list, be sure to join us for those. Now, if you're thinking about the Amalfi Coast, you want to visit Italy, you can now go to Italy without any quarantines. It's officially open, quarantine-free travel. If you provide proof of vaccination, proof of recovery from COVID, or your test taken within 48 hours of arrival, you have no isolation period. So very easy to travel there. This is as of last month. Just vaccination, again, that just opens the doors, helps you and do know that you will have to fill out that passenger locator form. It is pretty much de rigueur for every destination out there. Portugal is open to U.S. travelers. If you are not vaccinated, you must present a negative PCR test or antigen quick test, taken 72 hours. If you have your vaccinated vaccination card, you're not required to quarantine, and very easy to travel. They are instituting. I've just read a report from a traveler who returned from Portugal, and they are requiring some periodic tests. But this traveler actually had taken some of these instant tests with him just in case he needed to prove that, to show results for entrance to some of the public areas, restaurants, and so forth. But he found that as a matter of principle, I mean, they're saying that you need to require those, but most of the hotels and the restaurants and things, if you present your vaccination certificate, they're finding that adequate, and they're not requiring anything further on that front. Another very, very popular destination, Spain right now. Spain is another destination that's just kind of flying off the shelves now. They lifted their COVID vaccination mandate actually on June 24th. So they are one of the more open destinations, not requiring testing or quarantine. You do have to fill out, of course, that health questionnaire. Now, I am seeing some indication that you may have to present some more testing requirements. So I think Spain is a little bit in flux, but still destination that's easy to travel to. I think Spain is pretty much a great destination for U.S. travelers. So there you have it, folks. That's just a quick update on some of the more popular Caribbean and European destinations. And as I've stated, do remember that things are changing very, very quickly. Oh, I do wanted to report on one very challenging destination to travel to right now before I close out. The UK. The UK continues to be pretty much closed down for travel to the for U.S. travelers right now. I keep hearing that by the end of summer, they expect to see those doors, I don't know, swinging wide open. It may be a little bit of an overestimate, but that travel will become more available to the UK by the end of summer into the fall. So stay tuned on that. We'll try to give an update on that somewhere down the line. UK is such a popular destination, but they've really been kind of devastated by this virus, and it seems like they just can't get any traction with getting open. So hopefully that's going to change, and at least we'll see maybe for vaccinated travelers again, the opportunity may come sooner for you to visit the UK than if you have chosen to remain unvaccinated. So anyway, did want to include that in this update. So just trying to give a real quick update. For the most part, yes, you can go to Europe now. Yes, there are maybe some hoops to jump through each, and a little bit of challenge because each country can be a little bit different with their guidelines and requirements, but it's doable. It's not unmanageable. Just be prepared to do the testing. Show your vaccination card. Hopefully will help open those doors easily. So this is Pat at Dancing Moon Travel giving you our latest up-to-date update on what's going on in the Caribbean and in Europe, if those are on your travel bucket list. Thanks, everybody, and stay tuned for next week when we will be starting our series on travel to Greece. Thanks, everybody.